Let's go, Logan. Let's go. Now you're starting to be clutch like you did last season. 11-4. Wait. Huh? What? Oh, what? What? What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. And yes, there you see it. We got injured. And it was not a good second half of the season. Before we got injured, we were 36-38, third in our division. And then after we returned from our injury, we were 55-67, fourth in our division, and eighth in the wild card, and 12 games back. We got injured for a good 2.5 to 3 months. And before we got injured, we were fighting for a division title. We were right there in the thick of things. And then we go down with an injury, and everything just falls apart after that. We could not keep it together. The team could not keep it together while I was out on injury. And they just fell back in the division and fell all the way back in the wild card. And by the time I got back, we had to scratch and claw our way to see if we can make the playoff in the wild card. But it was very, very difficult. It came down to the last month of the season, and we needed to literally go undefeated in the last couple of series in the season. And for a while, it was looking really, really promising that we could do it. And we went on a 4 or 5 game winning streak, but we couldn't do it. It was too difficult for us. Our pitching was not good, and we eventually got eliminated from the playoffs. And it was a tough pill to swallow. It was tough. Here are the teams that made the playoffs in 2025. In the AL, Detroit is the number 1 seed. Texas is 2. Tampa Bay is 3. Minnesota is 4. Baltimore is 5. Houston is 6. In the NL, LA is 1. Atlanta is 2. Cincinnati is 3. Philadelphia is 4. Arizona is 5. New York is 6. Moving on to the ALDS, Minnesota is going to be facing Detroit, and then Tampa Bay is going to be facing Texas. In the NLDS, Philadelphia is going to be moving on to face the Dodgers. The Reds moving on to face the Atlanta Braves. Moving on to the ALCS, Detroit is going to be facing Texas, and the Dodgers are going to be facing the Atlanta Braves. And lo and behold, the Detroit Tigers have found their way into the World Series, and they are going to be facing the Atlanta Braves. We were just talking in my last stream about how the Detroit Tigers had one of the worst modern records in the MLB in 2003. And here they are 21 years later trying to win the World Series against the Atlanta Braves. But now we see that the Atlanta Braves are going to win the 2025 World Series against the Detroit Tigers. And we kind of seen that coming. I know some of you were hoping the Detroit Tigers were somehow going to pull it off, but no, it is Atlanta's year. Congratulations to the Atlanta Braves. Here are the stats from my second season. Yet again, it was once again it was not a full season because we got injured, And I kind of had like up and down when it came to difficulty. I tried to find the balance with that, and I think towards the end of the season, I found that balance with it being All Star and our power being lowered a little bit. So I think this year is going to be a very, very good season as far as realism. And we only got the Rookie of the Year award in our first season. Being that we were injured this season, we were not eligible for any other awards. Very, very disappointing. This portion of the video, we're going to be going over all of the award winners, all of the stats for the Angels, and all of the stats and leaders for the entire MLB league. Some of the notable retirements this year is going to include Andrew McCutchen, and he is now 61 overall, so he's out of here. We have Josh Donaldson, who turned 40. We also have Josh Harrison, who was pretty decent. Only have 2 All-Star appearances, but he was a pretty decent player. Next, we have Justin Verlander, who turned 43. He had a really, really good career. He had a lot of All-Star appearances. And then we have Max Scherzer, who was a pretty steady baseball player. Didn't really do a lot, but he did have a lot of All-Star appearances. And then we have Steven Strasburg. And we're going to be going through all these other retirements, so you guys can check out to see if you recognize any names on this list. And then we'll continue with the offseason. The only Hall of Fame inductee we have this year is going to be Max Scherzer. He played from 2008 to 2025. He racked up 223 wins and only 115 losses, pitching 3,000 innings with 3,512 strikeouts with a 3.19 ERA. That is a very solid career. So the big question I know everybody has going into the next season is, okay, so what about pitching? What about rotation? What about the bullpen? Did the team address any of those concerns in the offseason? Because we all know pitching and rotation and the bullpen is what held us back last season from making any kind of noise. Well, I'm happy to say that we made some moves in the offseason when it comes to pitching. Not much when it comes to the bullpen, but we did pick up Michael King, and we also picked up Drew Thorpe. But those are just minor additions to the pitching that we made. We also picked up Edward Julian, who is a second baseman. He is a very, very good second baseman and somebody who I'm going to be keeping my eye on this season. He is 26 years old, and he is a 85 overall. So I like the additions we made in the offseason when it comes to pitching and our rotation. So I hope that is going to be a better season when it comes to that. And I'm actually am hopeful that we're going to have a better season. So let me show you guys what our starting rotation is going to look like. We're going to have Michael King, Patrick Sandoval, Bryce Miller, Chase. I cannot pronounce his last name. And also we picked up Carlos Rondon. So that is going to be our rotation. Once again, the bullpen is not looking good, but at least our rotation is looking a little better. And as far as our lineups, we're going to have Edward leading off, Lewis batting second, Mike Trout. We're going to have us. Nolan Arenado is still on the team. We re-signed Mickey. We got him from free agency. Taylor, Logan, and Ty France. So that is going to be our lineup. And I am very, very excited about this season. I think we're going to do a lot better. I don't know if we're going to win our division, but a wild card spot is definitely in our books. So I thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in year number 3 of our road to the show. And as always, have a good day.